Welcome back to Open, everyone. Our last guest is a dynamic duo who share the love for dancing on and off the dance floor together. As a married couple, they opened up their own dance studio called SedaOn2, offering all levels of classes to bring community together through the art of dance. Please welcome dance instructor Steve Seda and his wife, Glenda Orozco. Hello and welcome, and
Hi, how are you?
congratulations
Thank you so
on
much.
having a brick and mortar studio. I mean, you guys have been operating for quite some time through other venues, right?
That's
so let's
correct.
talk a little bit about that journey of, because remember you from like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, taking classes with you at a place called Besos?
Beso Lounge, that's right.
Besos, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so, but you were doing that in various places, right?
Right, that's correct. Well, I started in the city in Manhattan. I used to rent out studio space, and then since I'm from the Bronx, many people have asked me, "Hey, Steve, why don't you teach in the Bronx?" So it's difficult to get studio space in the Bronx. So different lounges were asking me to teach in their lounges. So I said, okay. So I would teach for several months, get it going, and then move on to another lounge. And so it turns out I've done quite a bit of lounges in the city. So and it's normally free for people to come in and take their classes. And then we decided, this past year to open up our own space so that we can do classes when we wanted to. So that's basically where that came from.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so when did Glenda come into the picture, right? Because I would no, because I'm like, we jumped there. Let's talk about you guys and your relationship, right? As a couple, being married, now being in business together, y bailando por aquí, y bailando por allá.
Yeah, patience.
Tell me how you feel, Glenda.
I feel good. I mean, communication, patience is the key.
You're cute. She's like, communication, patience. ¿Qué más? She's giving us marriage counseling.
Mucho cariño, mucho cariño.
Mucho cariño, but claro, it has to be, especially if you're working together. I mean, it's beautiful, actually. So how did you guys meet?
Well, we met, I was actually hired to do a show at the Garden, Madison Square Garden years ago. And we were hired by the show to dance for different artists that day. But one particular artist brought his own dancers, and she was a part of that group. So when I saw her on stage, I was like, So long story short, we ran into each other at another place, right? Somewhere else.
Like, you stalking me?
Yeah. And from there, she just fell in love with me, and
It's all
that's
good.
what happened.
You already put him out there, so he's like, well, she fell in love with me. And I'm like, okay, all right.
She's all right. She's okay.
Whatever works, whatever works. But the beauty of it is that you guys have now formed a union that invites other people to invite their family, right?
Yeah.
Because what you've established is like a family affair
Yeah.
through dance,
Sure.
which is beautiful. So let's talk about those different classes that you offer and how you offer them, because you have different levels, different styles, and then you have the professionals as well, right?
Well, you mentioned unity, and that's one of the big keys to having our own studio. We've created a family of salseros within the area and abroad. People come from Connecticut. Also overseas, I have friends from overseas that have come and take classes with me. But the family that we have created is one of the biggest things that I love about having my own studio. We do salsa classes, we do bachata, we do cha-cha-cha, and now we started doing the hustle, believe it or not.
Nice.
So we incorporate a lot of different styles of dances, so there's something for everybody there. So salsa is the big thing that we do there, but we have other classes as well.
So is it required for people to come as couples?
No.
No,
not at all.
I know you have a social night, right? With that social night. All right, let's talk a little bit about that, because before we got on air, I was just mentioning how I love the concept of having a social Friday where people just come to dance, whereas nowadays people go to places to drink versus dancing first, and it's really that essence is kind of being lost. So it's lovely to see, even though I'm sure they're going there to practice their dance routines with other dancers that they may have taken classes with. The idea is that they're just in a social gathering doing the dance together.
Right, that's correct. Well, many years ago, a guy named Jimmy Anton, he started the social scene. And then all the other schools and instructors kind of picked up on that and decided, yeah, hey, good place for our students to go, along with other professional dancers, other schools. They all meet and they all have one thing in common. That's the love of salsa and dance.
Yes.
And they just work it out and sweat it out. So now there's salsa socials throughout the world, not just in the city. So we do ours every third Friday of the month. It's normally from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. and we dance the night away. And it's if you want to get a good workout and come, and if you don't want to be bothered by anybody trying to pick you up or anything like that, you
Sweat
go
it
to a
out.
social salsa dance, and everybody's there for the same purpose, just to dance.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so before we go, you guys are still dancing professionally together as a unit.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. And we love it. And that's what keeps us closer together, too. We have that in common. That thing, salsa, just keeps us there. And we're trying to get our little one to,
How old is the little one?
Yeah.
he's 7.
He's 7. Well, he ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
He's in it.
He's down.
I'm surprised he didn't come out, doing salsa on 2.
Yeah,
Not on
yeah,
1, on
yeah.
2. Right?
Well, he's at the studio every day, and so hopefully one day we don't want to force him to do anything, so maybe one day he'll pick it up.
Because he's
Don't
in the
force the
environment,
kids.
it's going to rub off, and then one day it's just going to hit him. and
Yeah,
he's
I
gonna
think
be
so.
A salsero.
That's
he
right, that's
is.
correct.
All right, but you guys are going to give us a taste, right?
Sure,
All right, do you
yes.
have any last words before we take
Well,
a break?
I just want to thank you guys here at the Bronx Net. Rhina, thank you for having us here. And we love what you do as part of the community, the Latinos. And we're just happy to be here, and we want to put on a good show for you guys. So hope you enjoy.
All right, you guys, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, Steve and Glenda are going to perform a salsa piece for us you don't want to miss.